of UGA. So maybe you want to visit other larger state schools outside of the state. So it kind of gives you a little guideline of, hey, this is kind of what I like. So take advantage of the colleges in the area and do a visit. If you're looking for need-based financial aid, start that process early. We recommend that you go online and look at your EFC. So that's expected family contribution. So that's what you would be expected to pay. And then other than that, if you apply for financial aid, the other things could be grant money, loan money, or work study. But again, work with each financial aid office so that they can let you know what they could be able to help you out with. Okay, so this is another little tip when you do decide to apply. So Eric is one of my colleagues, and this is kind of like an email that he got from a student with this name. So the problem is a lot of students might apply under their nickname, or if you have an Asian name like I do, they'll apply under their Asian name, but they go by, like in school they go by Peter, but at home they go by something else. So they use all these different names to apply by. Well, when you actually apply, make sure you pick one name and stick with it, just because if you send in your transcripts under your Asian Chinese name, but you send in your application under Peter, it's hard for us to match up all that information. So make sure when you start that process, you pick one name and stick to it. So if you take the SAT or ACT under that name, keep that name. So don't go between your nickname, your Asian name, and your American name, just because it will get too confusing for us. So that's one other tip that we like to give. Okay, so this is an email. As you can, I don't know if you can read all that, but this student applied to Colby, Grinnell. This kid applied to 38 different schools. He is so kids do apply to that many schools, and he is sending. So this is just to show you. So if he applied to 38 different schools, times that by $50 because it's an application fee of $50. That's about $1,900 in application fees. In addition to sending the SAT scores, in addition to actually mailing everything. So again, we would suggest narrow down your college search, again, by doing the research, by doing the visits, so that when you actually do decide to apply and send things to the colleges, you don't have to spend $1,900 in application fees, because that's just crazy. I only applied to one institution. I went early decision to Emory, and it worked out. I wouldn't suggest putting all your eggs in one basket like I did, but I just knew that was the perfect place for me, and my parents figured, hey, if you don't get in, you still have time to apply other places. But again, we did our research. I did 3 visits to Emory. I did some overnight stays, so I knew that it was the place for me before deciding to jump all in. So these are just some funny cartoons. It says, we want you to have fun as long as it's fun that enhances a college admission application. So obviously you guys are students, have fun, but also do get involved in activities that will help on your application. And then there's one more. So sometimes they start a little too early. These kids look like they're in preschool. They have circle time, art, fun, snack, and then SAT prep. So I guess you can never start too early, but for you students, you're probably like, I'm not even looking at colleges till like 11th grade. But it doesn't hurt to start early. But those are hopefully some tips about the application process that will maybe help you when you start looking into applying to colleges. So that's kind of it for me. If you have any, now it's kind of Q&A time. Do you have any questions about Emory or anything in general that I could help answer for you, or anything that I might have skipped over too fast? No?
I have a question.